welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with HoroScoops, and I'm so excited to be back already. So before we start, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat now. It includes our Discord, YouTube, merch, you name it, it's there. Also a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Mageham Press, who we absolutely couldn't do this without. Otherwise, I'm going to hand over to the very lovely Hans. So, oh hi.
Hello. I am glad to be here and be lovely once again. It's time for HoroScoops. As always, one of the best times of the week. Let's look forward to what we're doing. First thing, we should introduce the players. And I have to look at my screen to see who's going in clockwise order. It's always Sarah, but I had to look. So, hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Would you like to tell us about Cameron and yourself even?
Absolutely. So my name is Sarah L. Kenny. You can find me here on Twitter. I talk about games. In this one, I play Cameron Sheehan, a red-headed, flannel-wearing, power metal-loving woman in her mid-20s who, over the course of the story, has been coming to terms with the fact that magic is real. Werewolves are definitely not just big dogs, and now she's caught up in the middle of it.
Very good, very good. We do not have Allison with us tonight. We are all missing her. We love her dearly, but she cannot be with us tonight. Josie Conrad is out of office, so for her, that's the only message we're getting right now. I think Josie is the team mom, hashtag team mom. She's the leader of the HoroScoops reporting team. What else do we want to talk about her? She's a badass hacker that used to work for the military, and she sees ghosts. And that's probably the best one-sentence description somebody can ever give. So with that, let's move on to Alice. Hi, Alice.
Oh, hi. Hi, I'm Alice. I'm also White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. You can see me on this channel, funnily enough. I DM and I also play, and I also do lots of photography stuff that you can check out. I play Darcy Moretti. She's very, very soft, and she's very, very happy to have a job finally doing photography and having some friends and actually being able to get out of the flat a bit more. So yeah,
it's good stuff. Of course, she's back in the flat now, but
yeah.
It happens. It's gonna happen sometimes. Okay, we're moving on to Sammy. Hey, Sammy.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I play Lewis. He eventually will find a place to live. That's all.
We're like cruising along energy-wise, Sammy, but we're getting back up there. It's that initial dip. You get back up into there, right? I was telling Ray this earlier. I love Allison's energy. I miss her tonight just because when she gets on the stream, I swear she has had like 3 Red Bulls. Like that first statement she makes, she's like, "Hey, everybody!" It's like, whoa, whoa. So, anyways, that's just my shout out for Allison and picking on Sammy. Sorry about that. But since we're talking about people and how they should introduce themselves, hey Mal, how's it going?
Oh, hey, I'm Mal. I'll be playing Sullivan, our hashtag Urban Druid.
That's a good energy right there. That's what we're looking for. It's so good.
I after you talked about Allison, I was like, I'm gonna steal Greg's. I can't words all of a sudden. I'm gonna steal Greg's
soul
comedy opening. You know, the sitcom. That's what it is. The sitcom. He does the sitcom opening. I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
It's good. It's good stuff. And, you know, realistically, I think we just need to all have like 3 or 4 shots of espresso directly before the stream starts, and everything will be great. But realistically, I'm just very happy to be here playing with you all. Some things to talk about. Let's go really quickly how this stream works in case any of us forget, i.e. me. So the show is HoroScoops. We're talking about a show that's taking place in San Francisco. This is now like 3 a.m., July 2nd, San Francisco. This is in the year 2019, so just a little bit after now. We're playing Cypher System. If you guys have never checked out Monty Cook Games and the Cypher Games products, make sure you go check out Cypher System. They just did a consent in gaming. It's just immensely controversial for no good reason, but you should go check it out and support it because it's a good product that everybody needs. You need safety tools. There are donation incentives. We have a horror threshold. Now, this can normally go as low as 1, making things not that bad. It's only when you roll a 1 something bad happens. We always do a carryover from last game because there's always a cliffhanger for some reason that I have yet to figure out. Sorry, pacing, I'll work on it. So we had it at 2 last week, but as a new rule, when we have a person who is missing from the cast, the horror threshold will be 1 higher in that session. So if like 2 or 3 of you want to be gone next week, then, you know, somebody can run around with a really high starting number. But if you make a donation, you can always raise that horror threshold. I'm sure that Scrat would love it if we showed you how, but he's running the board. I'm going to let him do that. So we know that everything is going on. We know where we're at. Let's do a real quick recap and then do a horoscope. So last time on HoroScoops, we had the whole team dealing with the aftermath of the previous episode, as happens. We had Darcy having dinner with her brother, Marco Moretti. They had started with a conversation about how he needed something from her, and it continued to evolve to the point where it was very clear what he needed was a spell book that is in the possession of Agatha upstairs in HoroScoops. Agatha is one of the people who lives and works at HoroScoops. It's a small family business back in the day. So Darcy said no for some reason, didn't want to give that to her brother. Additionally, she said she wants some time to think about it. So it's not like a firm no yet. So that way he's still on the hook. And the last thing is Marco seems to be getting a little bit paranoid about why Darcy is on his radar instead of the vice versa. Now he seems to be a little bit upset that she's showing up in the stuff that he's doing. So we'll see how that plays out. Darcy got a little bit upset at the end of dinner. Ran down the stairs looking for her brother who had stormed out, was found by Josie, who had been monitoring and seeing how things went, from across the street, and caught up with her. They met up. Everything got calmed down. Things were better. And then in the same time, in a different area of the city, we had Sullivan, Lewis, Cameron, all confronting a werewolf that was attacking a lady outside of an antique store. We're not really sure how all that goes and who she is in relation to the antique store anymore, but she had keys, so that's good. And she wasn't hurt thanks to everybody being helpful and Lewis setting himself on fire. So lots of stuff turned out. Oh, and Sullivan with this crazy magic sword with a wave of water. I can't forget that part. That's kind of important for a recap. So lots of good stuff happened. This lady whose name is Amy, and also Lewis, Cameron, and Sullivan, everybody got taken to the hospital. And that's a sign of a good game right there. Following that, Cameron was feeling really weird, kind of like sweaty, weird pulse, things like that, like a heat exhaustion type thing. Lewis was absolutely fine, other than having been bit on the hand by a werewolf and having his hand all splashed up. And Sullivan got hit by lightning, chasing the werewolf. Again, kind of an important detail for a recap. We got that group back to the HoroScoops office. Josie got a phone call. I should say Lewis got a phone call from Agatha that he kind of deferred to Josie, who took the phone call, found out Bill was meeting with some mobsters at a bar on the Fisherman's Wharf. So then Darcy and Josie went and handled that and got Bill back home safely, driving in a 2-seater car. That was fun. Everybody got back to HoroScoops. There was food. There is always food. And I'm trying to think if there's anything really important there at the end. I think we just kind of like gathered our wool, figured out everything. And then the very absolute end, everybody went home. And Cameron was outside of her door at like 3 a.m. And she heard a sound behind her. And she has all of these canine footprints in a big circle around where she's standing. So that's everything we dealt with last game. Today, we're going to start with a horoscope for Leo. So if you happen to be a Leo, this is a good chance for you to think about this. Leo, it's okay to take a break. The moon opposes Jupiter for you, so you may feel pulled in different directions. Part of you may feel ambitious, while another part may feel like taking that break. You'll need to make the ultimate call, which is right for you at the time, but your best experience will come from a good balance. Don't try so hard this week. No one expects you to be perfect. So shout out to all the Leos out there as we get started tonight, but not outside of Cameron's shared space. We're starting across town in a small, like a closet-sized flat, in a tiny little bed. How does Darcy sleep? Is she like a neat sleeper, or is she just kind of like everywhere?
Oh no, she is like sprawled out. You've probably got like one leg probably halfway up the wall because the bed is tucked in a certain way. She moves a lot while she sleeps.
Okay, so sprawled out, deep in sleep, and in Darcy's mind, there's a memory. This is from a long time ago when Darcy was a young girl. How old do you think Darcy was back then?
She's probably going to be about 11, 12.
So, and at 11 or 12, sitting in her father's study. We're thinking very deep, rich wood tones, books on both sides of the room, with that sliding ladder that you have in really classy library/offices. So it's very well done up. Huge windows with very heavy burgundy curtains drawn across them in the back. And he's sitting behind his desk in his very padded, oversized leather chair. And he's not even turned and looking directly at Darcy. He's looking off into the distance in a different direction. And he says, "You got those last 4 wrong. Say them again."
Like from the beginning or the last 4?
Darcy. Darcia.
She sort of takes a pause and tries to straighten herself upright and adjusts her glasses. Omerus Arca Asmodeus Astaroth.
Say them again.
Omerus Arcau Asmodeus Astaroth.
He turns and looks at you.
That's right.
You shouldn't make these sort of mistakes, Darcia.
I don't even know why I need to know this.
It's very important you learn the form and pronunciation of each of these names.
Yes, Father.
This is part of your heritage, Darcia.
I know.
There's a moment there. You're not totally sure you remember this. This seems weird to you, But there's a moment there where your father seems to kind of shift in the way that happens in dreams. He's sitting in the chair, but at the same time, he seems to be just right up against your face. And he reaches his hand out and he just slaps across your face like this. It's not even hard or intentional. He just slaps his hand across your face. And by the way, chat, we're not going to get this too bad. But as this happens, you feel it again and a third time. And you're realizing there's like claws. Like, does your dad have claws? And then you realize there's something stuck in your nostril. You feel like this like, it's like you just suddenly got a piercing and something's pulling on it for a second. And then you hear this like, and as you're waking up, you realize that you have a cat with its paw gently caught in your nostril.
Ow! Oh my god!
As this
what
black
are you
cat,
doing?
now it's hitting you with its other paw like this to try to get that paw free.
Yeah, no, stay still, for the love of... Like, it's just trying to maneuver this cat.
Yes. And the cat is now off of your face. And you don't seem to have gotten any new piercings or anything like that, but yeah.
Ow! Like,
And it's sitting on your chest.
Like, she sits, not upright, but looks at it as like, what have we spoken about? We don't do this. You sleep here. If you come inside, you sleep here.
The cat reaches its paw out again and hits you on the cheek yet again.
Yeah, okay, fine. She sort of pushes it aside, not like a shove, but like moving it so she can roll it off of her chest and she can sort of bring herself to sit on the side of the bed. Just like...
Yeah, you got about an hour's sleep, maybe.
God, I'm so tired. Just... Oh... And she like rubs her face and like pats it a couple of times, runs like her hands through this really messy hair. It's probably standing on end in some bits. And she's like, oh,
It's very
God.
good. Very good hair. Can you make an intellect roll? It's a perception test. The difficulty is 2. It's really just an excuse for you to roll the dice and get a 1 or 2. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
here
you.
we go.
So the sound you heard is a glass or bottle dropping. It's got to be a bottle because you hear it go clink, clink out in the kitchen shared room area, and there's giggling. And then someone goes, damn it. And there's like hitting stuff and leaning over, and suddenly you just hear this like thud.
And
Crawl, crawl, crawl. The bottle is apparently against your door frame. And you hear this again, loud, like bodily thud as someone leans up against your door, goes to grab the bottle, and they tip head forward into your room. And now standing up, looking drunk, very drunk, is Rebecca. Oh my God, are you still awake?
what are you doing in my room?
What are you doing awake? Are you like spying on me? Are you like watching me with that guy?
You're in my room.
You've got my anyway. What are you? You're such a freak. Why are you up at 3 a.m.?
I couldn't sleep because there's someone crashing bottles outside my room.
Well, maybe you should get your own place.
I can't afford my own place. You know that.
Yeah, it sucks. Okay, well, I'm just gonna take this bottle and go, and your room smells like cat.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry I disturbed you. And she sort of goes to stand up to try and close the door behind Rebecca, not wanting to talk to her again.
So we did hit that horror threshold number. So number 1, Scrat, it's going to go up to 4. Number 2, how does Darcy feel about Rebecca right now?
She's not happy about it, but if anything, it's like there's an anger there, but she's pretty sad. Like she's just had this dream And it's just like the stress of not being able to sleep and then deal with drunk Rebecca, basically.
I, Hans, the Mean Game Master, feel for you. Rebecca does not. And as she is starting to get up and turn around, she's wearing heels that are like this big, and she's not wearing them well right now. When she starts turning around in your doorway, she is falling backwards directly at you. What do you want to do about it?
Darcy is watching her go, and so many things are running through her head because this person basically tortures her on a daily basis. So she'll step aside.
Okay. Well, she falls on the ground, head first. And there is a crack sound. And she is just laying there.
And Darcy will walk around and crouch down. You okay?
Her eyes are rolled back up in her head.
Oh, God.
And she's making kind of a weird sound, like a sound.
You're not okay, are you? Like, sits there, sort of, like, squats for a second, like, on her knees, and has her arms on there. It's like,
from the living room, you hear, "Hey, babe, are you all right?" And someone is walking in your direction.
quick, help! She was falling, and she's got these ridiculous heels on. Look, she's hurt herself.
Okay, so we're gonna picture like Kurt Cobain with black hair. Like, we're just gonna stick with that. Like, this guy is in a band. He is a lead singer. He is dressed like it. He walks in and goes, "Oh my God, what did you do? What happened?"
I didn't do anything. She's drunk.
It looks like you knocked her down. Did you hurt her? Did you kill her? Is she dead?
I can't afford rent with just myself. I'm not gonna kill a roommate. Like, and there's
He's like going like this. He's like, "Oh my God, I gotta call the police."
No. Wait.
We're at 9-1.
Just a second. Wait. Just 1 second. She tripped. Shouldn't you be calling an ambulance?
Why don't you go ahead and make an intellect roll on this? Your difficulty here is 2.
Okay.
Awesome. It's the same number, right? And he pushes the 1 now. By the way, American emergency is 911, and he pushes send. Hey, there's a lady here, and she got hurt really, really bad, and I'm not sure if she's alive or dead. So I just feel her neck. Okay, and he's now like reaching down and like touching. No, I think she's got a pulse. I think she's alive. I don't know. I think her roommate hit her.
I did not. Like, and she sort of yells it to the phone.
So this is going on. What do you want to do now? Because this may take a while.
Like, she looks at him and says, "Look, you need to call 911. You need to get an ambulance here, and because she tripped and she fell, and she's in so, like, look how could you be irresponsible like this?" And she starts trying to like just yabber on at this guy.
Yeah. Ma'am, what's the address?
And she sort of like, if she
gives
can
an
take
address.
the phone, yeah, gives an address.
So you get the address, and they say, "Okay, we're going to send somebody right out."
We should stay with her, you know, like, I'm gonna just put her in the recovery position.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't need to be here for this. I'm leaving.
It's okay, I'll tell her you left.
Yeah, and he also smells like he's been drinking and smoking pot and stuff like that. So he's clearly boyfriend material.
Yeah, and she like does move her into like the recovery position effectively, and just sits there and just like fingers on her temples. She squats down and looks at Rebecca, and it's just like just gives out like a heavy sigh. It's like, lucky I'm nice.
Yep. Darn Rebecca, always causing problems. Let's go ahead and jump across town to somebody who is not being accused of killing their roommate. me do a music change here too. We're going to talk about Sullivan. Hey, Sullivan.
Hey.
Nope, this is like action music. That's totally not what I'm going for. I need to label my tracks in a way that makes sense to me. So we're going to talk about Sullivan. Sullivan, you're having a dream. You know it's a dream, but how do you know it's a dream? What's the telltale for you?
Probably that weird fuzzy feeling where you don't really have your body.
Okay. So you just feel like light? Like, do you feel like you could fly if you wanted to and kind of like move wherever you want? Or is it just disconnected?
I think it's more just disconnected, yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the scene that Sullivan is seeing.
Well, he is in a large wooden chair that looks completely handmade. It's rough hewn, as if the tools are a little more primitive. Across from him is a stone fireplace. Also looks like it had been built by hand with a fire going. Looking around the room, it's full of a few furnishings, and most things look all handmade, including the walls of the building, which are all thick logs. And there are two other voices nearby. He turns to the voices, and the first person he sees is a Asian-coated woman in her mid-40s, long dark hair with streaks of blue, now also streaked with gray. The woman smiles at him, and the smile is warm and inviting and familiar somehow. And across the table from her is a little girl with pure white hair. They appear to be playing some kind of board game.
So I don't want to make you do like an entire play-by-play. Do you want to summarize? Do you have some things in particular you want to hit that are happening right here?
I mean, it looks like they're all together, like, and it looks like the game is a learning game. There are small runes on stones being placed in different orders. It must be a spelling or language learning game. And for a second, his attention moves back to the fireplace, and on the mantle is the sword that he just got in last night before going to bed.
So we're talking about the sword we see in present-day HoroScoops. Is the same sword that's featuring in this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
And the small child starts to move over towards Sullivan, and suddenly the three of them are outside, and the child is wearing a new dress. It's a simple peasant-style dress, but it's definitely new to the child, and she spins around enjoying it.
What's the feeling for Sullivan? How does he feel seeing this scene?
It feels like family. It feels like home.
Is it like, does it feel comfortable? Does it feel like it's something like a yearning? Does it feel something that just feels right?
Yes, all of that.
So you're having this feeling, this dream, and it's just going to kind of, you can feel it just kind of fading away. How is Sullivan going to wake up after feeling all that?
I think he wakes up with either a gasp or maybe a strangled cry that he catches in his throat when he realizes what's happening. And he sits up and goes to rub at his face, and he realizes that he's been crying in his sleep.
And similarly, Sullivan has only had like an hour's sleep. So it's a little rough there. All right, we're going to shift away and see how other people are doing with things in their sleep. So back at the HoroScoops office, there are 4 bedrooms. We've got Bill, Agatha, Sparky, and last night, Josie was feeling beat. She was tired, and she crashed in that 4th bedroom, which suspiciously now has a bed in it where it did not before. Who knows why, but just happens to have that. But Josie's laying in the bed, and oddly enough, perfect timing, an hour into her sleep, she realizes that there's another presence in the room. And she's Josie. So she's ready and just kind of like comfortably rolls over, and she's in a position where she can get up very quickly, but she's not like necessarily letting on right away, and realizes almost immediately that it's pointless because she's looking at a ghost. And it's one of those ghosts that she's seen around the building a few times. Not the older couple, one of the younger ghosts. And this lady, she has like fairly high cheekbones, long nose, very like, what's the face shape I'm looking for? Alice, what's the way to describe your face shape? Oval?
Oval or heart-shaped is normally what
Oval or
happens.
heart-shaped? Heart-shaped sounds nicer, so I'm going to say she has a heart-shaped face like Alice. Ta-da! And her hair is just down, and it's long, and it's kind of like wavy messy. So she's standing here at the head of Josie's bed, and she looks at her. And she says, Josie, I know you can see me, but right now you can hear me too. And Josie looks taken aback at this. She's not used to talking to ghosts as well. And this ghost looks at Josie and says, Josie, I need you to do something for me right now. And if you do, I'm going to help you with the thing you need help with. And Josie says, what's that? And the ghost says to her, I need your body. And then we cut away to the last of our HoroScoopers. Well, not last, but the last one I'm going to pick on. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not the last. But we're going to talk to Cameron in this order. Hey, Cameron.
Yeah.
You're outside your apartment. You hear the snarl of a wolf. Behind you, there is this circle of canine tracks that's basically all around your front door. What are you going to do?
So I think she gets this surge of adrenaline as she comes face to face with this creature for now the 3rd time, I believe. And she's now seen what this thing can do. And I think her first gut instinct is to like run up and try to like bop it on the snout or something as she like looks at it and says, what are you doing at my home? You need to go. This is my home. You can't be here. And then she'll go to like try and bop it to make it go away.
Well, you know the old game we play, Are You Faster Than a Werewolf? We need
Let's
to make
find
that
out.
speed 4 roll to be faster.
Okay. Cameron is on edge right now, and I think she knows what this thing can do, so I'll put some effort into the roll.
Okay. You are faster than a werewolf. You
Yeah.
punched on the nose. How does it hit? How does it feel on your hand?
It's like, I think, like kind of wet and kind of slimy, kind of like a dog's nose, but when it like comes back, it's got some like greenish, like slimy, milky gook on it from this creature. And it's like, yep, undeniable. This thing is real. It's a werewolf. It's not a big dog.
Yeah, there's a lot of bone in that werewolf that you've just hit with your fist. So, like, you're pretty aware of it right now. Again, how tall is Cameron?
I think 5'8".
So this werewolf is about 1 inch shorter than you, but that is at its shoulders. So it is looking eye to eye with you. Its eyes are huge yellow globes. They are focused solely on you until now, when behind you, you hear your back door or your front door thrown open. There is a tearing sound, and make a speed roll. Your difficulty is again 4.
Okay. No effort on this one.
Oh my gosh, you are the fastest person alive. Let's talk about these natural 20s. So we have a focus, and when you have a focus, if you get a super cool roll, you do something based on your focus. So would you like to talk about Cameron's focus?
So Cameron this is the never says die, right?
That's right.
So Cameron's never says die mentality and kind of approach is that she always has this like second well of energy that she can dig down into. She's always got a little bit of grit left. So she never doesn't have anything. And so the suggested effect for never says die is the difficulty of my next action is decreased by 2 steps.
Ooh, wow, that's really good. Okay, so you are so keyed up. And this is that moment where you've been going all night, chasing stories, scooping ice cream, moshing in the mosh pit. And then now suddenly you have a chance to do one more thing, and you're not going to say no. Right now, it's a second werewolf. Jumping from behind you, a gigantic black wolf goes speeding past you. You can feel the paw, like it jumps off of your shoulder, bounding, and it hits this wolf right in the neck, bears it down to the ground. These are gigantic wolves. They each weigh about 700 pounds. You can hear the thuds. You can feel the drop as they go running, rolling back and forth, tearing at each other's throats. There's this, and there's all sorts of like crazy wolf sounds as these two are going back and forth. You see like the paws going and the teeth. And unless you want to do something, are you going to jump in the middle of these two wolves, or are you going to let them finish this up?
I think Cameron takes a moment to to try and. Does it seem like the dark one that busted out of? So first, she looks at the door to her home, which is now wide open, and is completely. She has no idea how to register this information. It's way too late for this.
Yep. The door's fine. The frame of the door on the left-hand side, like the side you would enter through where the knob is, has a set of claw marks against it. And then there's a long rake across the front of your door where this wolf has launched itself off. On the ground, right at the base of the door, is a sports top that's been basically ripped in two. And it's like a Lululemon top that you're pretty sure you last saw on your roommate.
Like, this is all processing very like quickly and slowly in her brain. And does she get the sense that the wolf that popped out of the house is trying to like help her or save her from the first wolf?
Well, that's a good question. In the couple seconds you're trying to evaluate that, you realize this black wolf has now pinned this platinum gray wolf on the ground. And after about 2 more seconds, it begins to transform. And you were looking at the like fairly athletic and supple naked back of your roommate, Jessica, as she is holding a naked, like dark-skinned man on the ground. The man also has platinum gray hair, and she basically reaches her fist up and punches him once right underneath the eye. And she says, "Settle down, Manny, settle down."
What the hell is going on, and who the hell is Manny, and holy shit, is that you, Jessica? What the fuck is going on here?
Cameron, I'm super naked. Get in the house.
That's fine. Holy shit, what the fuck just happened?
She's dragging this guy by like his jaw and his head in like a headlock into the house.
Yeah, that's okay. What the? Okay.
She like pushes you the rest of the way through the door, and you hear it slam behind her.
Cameron is flabbergasted by everything happening. And yeah, follows.
She drops this guy, walks straight back towards her room, walks back out about 2 seconds later wearing like a big fluffy pink bathrobe. And she's taking her hair and like pulling it back into a ponytail. You're so stupid, Cameron.
Hold on. I don't think we should be talking about me right now. I think we should be talking about you and that you're a werewolf?
And with that, she goes, oh yeah. And she reaches for like the throw that's on the couch that just kind of sits there most of the time. And she throws it at this other werewolf who like nonchalantly just holds it in front of his waist.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about that. Hold on. Okay, so your name's Manny. And how long have you been a werewolf? This is new or what the fuck?
Jessica just looks at you. Damn it, Cameron.
Okay. I should calm down. What just happened?
You almost got killed, Cameron. You understand that, right?
Yeah. No, I've now seen what. Holy shit! Are you the werewolf that we shot?
The platinum gray werewolf is now like secured this throw around his waist, and he like goes like this, and you see there's a graze up his neck like that.
Oh, it's you.
You
Sorry
didn't kill
about
me.
that.
Man, I'm fine. It's just, you know what? You and the rest of that weird ass crew, you need to back off.
Back off of what?
Back off of me.
We're just doing our jobs.
Okay, yeah. But how about I write a story about how some weird lady is running around all night with all these other weirdos and the stuff you all do? Should I write a story about how there's like some sort of magic field all around the HoroScoops office? You think that'd be a good story? How much money am I going to get for that?
Actually, yeah, I do think that'd be a really good story. I don't think it's wise. I don't want to go down too far. I don't want to go down this rabbit track too far, but you did get shot the last time. Wait, so you're the one who was trying to break into the HoroScoops office. Why?
You can shoot me again right now if you want.
No, that's not my bag, but yeah, I guess you found out if you try to, I don't want to say mess with us, but yeah, don't break into where we work. But also, why are you trying to break in?
Maybe you need to stop taking pictures of me.
I don't think we would have been trying to take pictures if you weren't repeatedly trying to break into our place of work. That's probably
maybe I would be trying to break into the places if it wasn't for, and he looks like he's about to say something. He says and Jessica flies across the room and pins him against the wall by his throat. You hear this crunch and his head is in the drywall. He goes, damn, cuz, what's wrong with you?
Cuz, so this is, holy shit. This is your cousin Manny? Would not have been my guess, but okay. Also, just stop choking him.
I'm going to choke him as long as I feel like, Cameron.
Really? Because that seems like a bad way to treat one of your family members. Let's be cordial.
Okay, are you going to tell me how to live with my family and interact with my family now? Because it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was studying for test all night, and I just saved your life.
I do appreciate that. I also would like for him to finish that sentence.
I have swim at 6 in the morning, and he's not going to finish that sentence.
What if he did, though?
God, you were the worst.
Yeah.
Also, do you know how much hair I pulled out of the shower drain this morning?
Probably a lot. Yeah.
A lot.
But now I'm starting to realize that a lot of that might actually be yours.
No, look. My hair is black and curly. Look at your hair. Your hair is red and straight. Don't even try to pull that. That was, no.
I actually do have a lot of questions about this now. But those can be saved for a later time after I learn what he was going to finish that sentence with.
He's going now. And with that, she starts pushing towards the door. You I don't want to see you again. And
Sounds like you
he's
just
like,
might.
she's like pushing him out the door like this. You better stay away. Otherwise, door closes.
Yeesh. You and Manny have some shit to work out.
Cameron,
Yeah?
go to sleep.
You should
Walks
too.
back into her bedroom. You hear click.
Cameron like takes a deep breath and then she goes to like look at the drywall, half expecting for there to be like a concave head shape from.
There 100% is a concave shape and most of a shoulder shape.
Damn. Cameron is now like putting some pieces together of like weird repairs that have had to be done here and there on their place. And Cameron would usually just think like, oh, I was really clumsy and did something. Nope. Turns out Jessica has werewolf strength.
But she did tell you that you were clumsy and did something.
Yeah, that checks out. It's not great. So Cameron takes a few moments to breathe and quiet herself. And I think she kind of is like looking across like the living room at Jessica's door and is contemplating like knocking to go and talk to her more. And because she's kind of like a dog with a bone, especially now with this fantasy shit that's apparently real and in her home. But it is 3. So she'll like slowly turn around and go to her own room, which is like just off the entryway. It looks like it's in what probably used to be an office at some point and then was converted into a bedroom.
So let's talk about what Cameron's room looks like. What kind of like decorating features does she have?
Cameron's room is pretty Spartan. It's very it's not super neat, it's not super organized, but she doesn't have a lot of stuff, so it doesn't look super cluttered. She's got a couple stacks of books here and there. In fact, a stack of books is her end table. A stack of books is like her desk with like a few planks in between it. A stack of books is where like she puts different like coffee cups and whatnot. She has a really nice computer and some electronics that are pretty good, but mostly it's her fantasy and like manga collection and comic books that make up her room. There's a open wardrobe in the corner that's just full of flannel and metal band t-shirts. And then she has a few knickknacks. It seems like she's not super sentimental, but she's got some figurines of robots from different animes she likes. She's got a Sailor Moon figurine over in the corner. And then she has this like old kind of rusted out lantern with a couple of candles sitting inside of it. And there's a bunch of like names etched into the side of this iron lantern. And that's just sitting on her table with all of, her laptop and other stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So Cameron is back in her room. It's like 3:13 a.m. and is she going to get some rest?
I think so. It has been a long day. A part of her, when she saw the werewolf, she was thinking, I should have gone home with Sully and Lewis. But now she's glad. Now she's glad she went home because she has a new lead to share with her friends over at HoroScoops.
So with that, Cameron finally gets some rest. And as her eyes close and everything starts to fade to black, your Aunt Tilly is there. And her arms are squared off on her hips, like she's about to judge the Great British Bake Off, because if you recall, I'm still using Mary Berry as her stand-in look-alike. And she's looking at you and she says, honestly, Cameron, how late were you planning on staying up? The sun is almost up, dear.
Cameron is like half expecting this to be a dream that she's having, and like is like, I'm sorry.
You're
what?
not waking up until I'm done with you.
Okay, yeah. No, that seems fair. It's been okay. Yeah, no, I haven't. No, that makes sense. Late. I was out late. Everything kind of happened so fast. There was a lot that happened yesterday and the day before.
Cameron, dear, you are pushing things so hard. You are getting mixed up into so many different things, it seems like. And yesterday, you almost pushed yourself so hard, I don't know what would have happened to you.
Oh, how did, I did take a ride in an ambulance yesterday. I might have had heat exhaustion or something else, but how did you find out about that?
Cameron, let's talk about magic. And
yeah.
And with that, we will cut away. Which is the best thing I ever do to any of you guys. I love you guys so much. Okay, so, hey, Lewis.
Hi.
How's that sofa bed working out?
It's pretty comfortable. Not as comfortable as the twin size bed that he was living on before because his parents refused to buy him a new one. But
Yeah. Well, if you got a job, you could buy yourself that bed, young man. But now that we're back on our own, what does Lewis do with his phone when he's sleeping?
He usually puts his phone, I guess in Sullivan's place, he'll put it on the probably on the couch, next to him, almost under his pillow, because he doesn't want it to because he keeps it on the vibrate mode, so he doesn't want it to wake up Sullivan if it was on a table or something. Sorry, that was a lot of detail for a very simple question.
It's an important question, and it speaks to you as a roommate, so that's good. So with that, Lewis gets the sensation, different, an interesting sensation of waking up with the lobe of your ear buzzing.
Is it a text buzz or a call buzz?
It is like a text buzz.
Okay, he'll kind of pull his phone away and try to look at it.
It says, "Are you awake?" It's from Agatha.
He's gonna text back, yes.
You get the emoji where the eyes are just a flat line and the mouth is a flat line.
Oh, he's gonna send back the smile, smiling emoji with the teeth and I'm horrible at describing these things. Okay. D, that emoji.
Okay. Your phone now, it's doing the vibrate for ringing as Agatha is now calling you.
Hi.
Lewis, don't be so loud.
Hi.
Hey.
You called? I'm so happy you called, by the way.
Yeah.
Hashtag best friend here.
What? No one says hashtag.
I do.
Look, Lewis, don't freak out. Ever. But right now,
yes?
I think Josie's possessed by a ghost.
Wait. And you thought to call me. Am I the first person you called to tell this to?
Yes.
Cool. Should I come over? What do should I come? What do you?
Look, Lewis, I don't know what you should do. What do you do when Josie's possessed by a ghost? I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do, but you're also. I'm gonna come. I'll text everybody else, but I'm gonna head over.
Why don't you just tell Sullivan?
Well, I mean, I'll tell him, but then I'll text everybody else, and then I'll head over, and we can handle this like best friends do.
Okay, fine.
Hashtag best friend here. Bye.
So there's that.
Is Sullivan awake?
Is Sullivan awake?
If this happens after his dream, he has not gone back to bed.
So how is Lewis going to find out if Sullivan is awake?
Well, first Lucius is gonna just send a group, like the HoroScoopers group text. He's going to be like, guys, Agatha called me. Don't freak out. I know it's the best thing ever. # best friend here. Send text. Next text.
I'm gonna say, because Sullivan was already awake and Lewis was kind of loud for 3 or 4 in the morning, that in the middle of sending texts, Sullivan walks out and it's just like, what's going on?
Okay, I have to break in here. Number one, I am appalled by having left this out of the recap because clearly it's the most important thing. Agatha is now in this group. Let's not forget that. When you send that message, you now get the message out at the bottom. Agatha has left the group. So please continue.
And then I'm going to send another text saying, also, she told me Josie's possessed. I'm heading over there right now. Sullivan, Agatha called and Josie's possessed. Do you want to head over? I'm going to head over there. You probably should too.
What?
She told me to tell you.
What?
I don't know. She said she's possessed
What do you
by a
mean,
ghost.
Josie's?
I don't know. This is what I was told. I don't have any other information.
Give me a minute to put pants on. And he goes back into his room and closes the door.
As soon as you say, give me a minute to put pants on, Lewis like covers his eyes. Like,
he was wearing pants, just not like outside pants.
No, he still does it.
That's fair. I'm just adding detail for everyone. He was, sleeping in his sweats or whatever. So he's putting out, like I do. I, when I'm home with the kids and don't have to go anywhere, I just wear my pajama pants all day. They're comfy.
Fair.
I think you get credit for owning 2 pairs of pants. I think that's good.
It's more pairs of pants than I own in real life.
Yeah. So after a minute, he comes out bare feet, dressed in jeans and his usual getup and the sword on him.
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
So we know what's going on in the Sullivan-Lewis household. So let's now roll back over to the Moretti household, or to the shared apartment of Darcy. So there's paramedics here. They've just lifted Rebecca up onto a board. I'm forgetting the technical term right now. And they're carrying her out of the apartment. And while that's happening, there's a police detective who's standing there. And he's got a notebook. He just says, okay. So again, she was drunk, she was in your room, and she fell.
Yeah, like a drunken stagger. I think it's the
Okay.
heels.
And this guy that you said she was with just left.
Yeah, he just up and went. I mean, I think they were drinking together, but then, I got him to call the ambulance, and then he kind of just left.
Okay, and you've never seen him before?
I don't think so.
Did she have any slurred speech? Was she, like, visibly... You said she sounded intoxicated.
Oh, yeah, no, there was a bottle where, like, Darcy looks around to see if the bottle's still there.
Now, for the best moment of all, as this detective is talking to you, suddenly a very pale hand, like with nice long fingers, wearing a nice dress shirt and a charcoal gray suit, comes up and just like lightly touches him on the shoulder. And he says, "Officer, if I can speak to you out here, my client won't be answering any more questions without direct counsel." He turns around, looks at him. "Who are you now?" And he says, "Marco Moretti." And he hands him a business card.
Darcy looks straight down, does
Okay.
not make eye contact.
Yeah. I don't have any more questions right now, but if I need, I guess I'll contact you directly. Yes. Thank you, officer. That's perfect. As he walks out and you can hear the door closed, Marco is leaning up against the door frame now. "Darcy."
I didn't do it.
"Oh, I didn't say you did. But man, things just happen around you, don't they?"
Yeah.
So, anything I need to clean up?
No, why? What are you expecting?
I don't know. How many kinds of drugs does your roommate do? I mean, do I need to get somebody in here to take care of that?
I mean, I don't think so. I think it was just alcohol. I
Okay,
mean,
if she dies in the hospital, is there going to be anything really embarrassing that we need to get rid of?
like what? What, like mice? I don't have anything embarrassing.
I don't know. I mean, if you had something like really illegal or something really embarrassing that you wanted out of the apartment,
I don't do illegal stuff.
I'm not judging. I'm just asking if you need any help.
And she can't help but like really like push her lips together, so it's like that thin line. She's like, "Why are you helping me?"
Well, you know, there's a police scanner in our building, and we have somebody monitors that. And they said something about the Morettis. That's like a red flag right there. And then second off, there was something about possible, you know, like assault and battery, something like that.
She fell over. Like literally, she almost says watched her fall, but she's like, she fell.
Yeah, I mean, it's the sort of thing that happens in households all the time, right? But like 50% of those come out as domestic violence things.
I just woke up. If anything, breaking an entry into my room, that's a thing, right?
Yeah, it's just really hard to prove when you have shared living space.
This is my space. This is my room. She came into my room. I don't know.
By the way, whose name is actually on the lease?
I don't know. I think it's Rebecca's or Emily's. I don't know which one it is. It's not mine.
That's going to look kind of bad if we have to really dig into this. Hopefully she'll be fine.
She'll be fine, right? I mean...
People are fragile. I'm not really sure how that'll all work.
She sort of like sighs. Can we like? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I didn't do anything. You know I don't do anything like that.
Darcy, you know I know you didn't do anything like that, but I mean, again, if you need help taking care of this.
I don't need help. I'm fine. I'm an independent woman.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You don't need to have your name on a lease.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah. And she just slipped.
She did slip. What do
you didn't?
Who do you think I am? I don't know around like.
You didn't, you know, do anything to her, did you?
No, I did not do anything. I am not like all of you.
Well, the important thing is the detective's gone. You can probably just get a nice night's sleep now. Everything should be fine.
I can't sleep after that. Like, I need to put a lock on my door.
Yeah, you really should do that. That would be a good idea.
I didn't know I was allowed to do that if I wasn't on the lease.
I have to say that if you were trying to claim this as your property as your lawyer, I would say it's probably a good idea.
Okay, I'll put a lock on the door.
Good thinking, sis. Okay, I'm gonna go, and if you need me, just call me.
How did you know exactly where I live? Just, you know, out of curiosity. Like, I gave you the vicinity, but not like just curious.
Yeah, I've actually known where you live for a while.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all, Marco.
You know where I live?
This is because you told me. I didn't tell
Right.
you.
Oh, okay, I can see why that would be creepy.
I guess you know where I live then.
Yeah, people just tell me things, Darcy. It's hard to keep track of where I learn things or why I figure things out. People just, they share stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, it's almost daylight. I'm gonna head out before the sun hits me.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Thank
Okay.
you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if I hear anything from the police, I'll be sure to let you know.
Thank you. And you can see it like winces a little bit having to say thank you, but says thank you. I'm gonna go to work whilst I still have a job.
And now, when you look at your phone, you have all these messages.
Huh. Probably should have checked that. And it just starts just opening them all.
So Josie's possessed.
She looks at the phone. She blinks a couple of times and looks at the phone like, why not? And puts it like in her pocket and starts like grabs her bag to start going off to the office.
And with that, you notice the cat's gone too. Who knows when that happened, but that cat. But we'll go back to the HoroScoops office in a little bit. Let's talk about Cameron's dream space. So Cameron, I have all sorts of soothing sounds in my background. Sorry about this, guys. But you're in your dream space where everything is just black, kind of like how you and I both like to stream. And your Aunt Tilly is standing there, hands on her hips, and she says, Cameron, you are the latest bloomer in our family in 3 generations.
The what now?
You are definitely the most stubborn person that I know.
Thank you.
Except for me.
I'll take it.
Yes. But really, it has taken you so long to start believing in magic.
Yeah, I guess that's true. 2 days ago, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt there was nothing in my mind that couldn't convince me that magic wasn't real, because it's just not. And then then I saw a werewolf 3 times, and then I saw a second werewolf, and then I saw sigils and protective magic all around the place where I now work. And Agatha, she's like kind of our boss, but not really. She made me a potion that made me feel better. It's gotta be real.
Yes, I think you've been hanging out with a lot of witches or magic people lately. Because something is happening with you.
Yeah. Do werewolves not count? I guess apparently I've been living with one for 3 years now.
Did you see them when they were a wolf?
No. I might have started believing in magic sooner if I had.
Plus, they tend to be a little bit different when they're just people.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they can turn it on and off.
Huh.
Now, let's talk about this. You're a witch.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm a witch.
Well, the whole Sheehan family are all witches, and if you're not a witch, then I'll be dyed blue.
I'd like to see that.
No. But what I want you to understand is you have a heritage, and it's important for you to embrace it. And if it wasn't for the fact that you're too stubborn to live with your aunt, we would be doing this in person in my house, as is proper. But instead, I have to sneak around and wait for you to fall asleep.
Yeah, how are you doing this? Hold on. This is magic, isn't it?
Very wise. Yes, this is magic. And also, again, I'm very good at it.
Okay.
So, the family lantern.
That dingy old busted thing you make everyone keep for a while?
Yes. Imagine you're holding it now.
Okay. And it's easy for Cameron to imagine this thing. It's this dingy old lantern that's been on every family vacation, every family trip. Every member of the family has had it in their possession at some point in time. And whenever it like transfers to the next person or the next generation, the last person etches their name on it. So this she can do with ease.
And it feels very substantial. You don't have a real good gauge of how things feel in dreams, but in any other dream, nothing has felt real like this feels. Like you could definitely start a fire in this and use it like you normally would right now. Okay, Cameron, clear your mind. It wasn't a joke. So now you have the lantern, and I want you to feel your family lineage. I want you to feel the connection to the power.
Okay.
Feel magic.
Okay. This is like, okay, yeah. This is just like the fourth chapter of every fantasy novel I've ever read. I'm just gonna, okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Focus your mind. You have to light the lantern with your mind.
And there's a very long pause while Cameron, I think, is like still having to get over how ridiculous she finds the situation. Like she spent her whole life reading novels, writing fantasy, like wanting to have this moment for herself, where like she's the magical hero or the warrior who finds out whatever. So she finds it ridiculous, but after who knows how long in dream time, she's able to push that to the side and actually focus her mind and think about the weight in her hands. And she tries to light the lantern.
Okay, you need to make an intellect roll.
Do that. What is the difficulty?
The difficulty is only 3.
Okay. Well, you know what? I lose my 20 on this.
You know what? I approve of that in every possible way.
Yep.
There's no chance of it triggering any sort of horrible horror while you're in the dream space, so that's a really good plan. It feels right. And in this moment, you know that you could have lit this lantern anytime you wanted to. This is your heritage. This is your family power.
So the lantern, I think like the flame is flickering and it's like a very strong and healthy flame on this candle. And she kind of like sort of opens her eyes in the dreamscape and looks at Tilly and says, so what else can we do?
Well, as far as I can tell, and she like has a like old-fashioned pocket watch type watch in her hand, it's almost dawn. So let's get down to work. And we're going to cut away and see what's happening at the HoroScoops office. Meanwhile, somewhere, what's Cameron's phone doing? Like, is it on silent? Is it on vibrate? What's it doing? I don't know if you heard that one. Am I on? Can you guys hear me right now? Yeah. Okay. So Sarah, what is going on with Cameron's phone right now? Is it on? Is it on silent, vibrate?
I think she's kept it on.
Okay.
The night's been so crazy. So it's just like on her desk, or maybe actually, let's say she like tossed it and it's in like a small pile of clothes.
Okay. Now I have to ask what Cameron's ringtone is.
It's definitely a snippet that she like illegally cut from one of her favorite power metal songs, and it's 100% The Land of Unicorns by Gloria Hammer. I will link it in the chat because everyone needs to have this song in their lives.
I just knew it was going to be some sort of like power metal shredding guitar solo thing. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So that's gone off like 7 times since you fell asleep, and you have, of course, no idea.
Pass out asleep.
So happy with that. Yes, you missed the chance to have it be the DuckTales theme, but that's okay. That's Lewis's ringtone. You guys don't want to get confused. So let's go back to the HoroScoops office, where nothing at all spooky is happening except for Josie being possessed by a ghost. So, has everybody been foot traveling? How did you get there? Darcy?
Darcy absolutely walked.
Okay. How about Sullivan and Lewis?
We probably walked/ran.
I mean, we could take Sullivan's bike. He's got pegs on the back.
Oh, you have a bike?
I've had a bike the whole time. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, yes, absolutely. Hopping on the pegs.
Okay, so bike is definitely going to beat foot travel. So Sullivan and Lewis get there first. And like when you get to the door, Agatha's opening the door, looking at you, and she goes, "That took a long time."
You had to get dressed.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So, Josie's possessed by a ghost.
Yeah, what do we do?
Okay, we can't actually do anything. I probably should just let you sleep.
I said that I was coming and
I know. I'm not used to people getting possessed and go, what?
Did you freak out and so then you called me?
Look, I can't
That's
tell my
totally
uncle
what
because he'll
happened.
pass out. And Sparky has to go to school in the morning, and you don't. Shut up. She turns around and goes back all the way inside.
Sullivan will just follow her.
You saw that, right? You saw that, right?
Sure, Lewis.
A couple minutes later, Darcy, you're at the office.
She looks a bit rushed off her feet, like slightly warm. She's got like her jumper sort of half tucked into jeans, half out of jeans. Hair is just kind of wild right now because she did nothing with it. She wanted to get as far away from her flat as possible, but she's got her bag across her, and she's like, morning, I'm just, yeah, and sort of walk past everyone and go to the kitchen and just make tea or grab food. It's more like a distraction than anything.
Yeah, it is 3:45 in the morning or something like that. But yeah, okay, breakfast, sure. There's oatmeal and stuff like that. So Agatha has come down the stairs, and Josie is walking behind her. And Josie has like a certain vibe. She's got like a very takes no S vibe, but also she is like very calm and friendly, outgoing. And right now her chin is up, and she's walking down the stairs without looking in a way that seems like very regal. Like there's a lot of presence that's different about her right now.
Josie, are you okay?
Agatha says, okay, so Darcy, Josie's being possessed by a ghost.
No, I know, but I don't know the ghost's name.
And we can't do anything about it because it's my mom.
Hi,
I'm
Agatha's mom.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Of course. And this turns back to just nervously eat oatmeal.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lewis. I'm Agatha's best friend.
I don't really mean to come in here and take over people's bodies, but Josie is the right kind of person for this. And you all are in a lot of danger.
I'm sorry, what?
You're making breakfast. Go ahead and finish your things you need to do. I will be here. Also, I could eat. Is it just me, or is Josie always hungry?
Yeah.
She's always hungry. It's great. I love it.
Do you want oatmeal?
Sure. She must have an
Okay.
incredible metabolism.
Okay. And like Darcy starts making oatmeal for a ghost, effectively.
So everybody's got oatmeal. You're all sitting down in the bullpen. It's again early pre-sunlight type morning, and Josie / this lady is sitting very nicely in a chair, looking down the bullpen table, and she's eating a bowl of oatmeal with enthusiasm. Okay, I haven't eaten anything in a while. This is weird, right? But I think all of you understand that there's a lot of weird stuff people don't normally see. I was a witch for almost 30 years before I died. And I was a witch really early on. Like Agatha was a witch at around age 7 when she started paying attention to her magic, but I was almost born a witch. So I'm very good at predicting the future, or I was. I honestly, it is something I very much miss. It kind of turned off when I died. I don't get to do that anymore. But when I was alive, I always knew things were going to happen. And I knew I was going to die about the same time, just a little bit before Agatha was born. And so I started copying down everything that I knew from my family so that she would have a guide that she could follow, because she doesn't have any other family who are witches. My family, there aren't a lot of us left. It's really just Agatha. And my family has a legacy that's very important, to keep a specific set of witches from finding a particular spell that would allow them to bind a very powerful demon. And you're all in a lot of danger because of it.
Sorry, excuse me. Question. How are we in this danger? Like, what demon, what set of witches, what?
So again, I could see a lot of the future when I was alive, and not now. Things are now, they've gone past quite a bit. I can't see all the things that happened because they're so far away. But when I was alive, I knew this was going to happen. And I sort of knew who all of you were. And I know that all of you have a reason you're here, and it's not because you answered a want ad. It's not because of the fact that this is something you really wanted. You've been led here, and not by me.
By what?
I mean, I can still smell lightning on you. You've just been attacked by a witch.
Yeah, that's what I gathered.
Look, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know how Josie's going to get through her whole ordeal and how soon she'll be okay. But you all have been pushed and herded to this moment because of the fact that you're all vulnerable. They want that spell, and they think that one of you will do something to give it to them.
I'm assuming it's in a book.
That's right.
And it's upstairs somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I think you all already know that much.
Darcy's like cursing Marco under her breath.
There's a lot at play here. And again, I can't see all of the details, but I know these are things that are going on right now. And I know that you all will be offered things that you really don't want to say no to, but you have to hold out. Because right now, those witches are already doing things to you, and if they had the power of a demon at their command, they would kill everyone you know. They wouldn't even think about it. They would kill everyone I know. They would probably take over the city.
Why?
Because they
Because
don't care
this-
about magic being secret. They want to rule the world. They want everyone at their beck and call.
That's insane.
Imagine you could find a very powerful demon and you could harness all of the magic that makes it up and you could use it just like you would spend money. I mean, if you know what it's like to use magic and you know that feeling of all of your energy being driven away from you, like your soul is just being separated from your body, imagine you never had to feel that because someone else had already done it.
Like, is there, like, do they have this demon? Do they know where to find it? What do they just need the book?
It's luckily a little bit more complicated than that, but it's not really that much better. About 150 years ago, my several times great-grandmother took the spell from them before they finished the binding, and they all got trapped in turn. So there's a coven of witches that are bound to do a demon's will because of the deal they made. So you're really being hunted by witches and a demon.
Great.
A demon that wants you to fail, and some witches that want you to succeed.
So we lose either way.
Or we all win together.
The only way to win is to not give in to their demands.
You're all going to have to be strong.
Does this demon have a name?
Yes, but I don't really want to say it. It's different when I say it than if you say it. Do you understand? I'm already very visible right now. I shouldn't be taking over a person's body. But Agatha doesn't know everything that's going on, and she's read the books, but this is getting very serious very suddenly.
And I'm guessing neither can be reasoned with.
Just like every other witch and demon. So what I'm saying is you have to be strong, and you have to trust each other, and you have to be ready for things to get worse. I've tried to put a little bit of a spin on things. I think it's worked, but I won't know. I'm never going to know, but you won't know until you really see it happen.
Well, what do we do next?
Just be aware. Kind of sorry I got Agatha waking you all up. I'm not going to keep your friend's body, just so you know. I'm not staying in this, but I do want you to know she's going to be gone for a while. Like when I leave and when she goes to sleep, she's not going to wake up soon. So try not to freak out too much.
Okay.
I'm doing her a favor in exchange for the favor she's doing me by letting me talk to you right now.
Okay. Like Darcy's now just like,
You all are going to have to find some trust in each other. But I know what it's like. I lived with a man that I loved for 12 years, and I never told him I was a witch. I never told his family. And it meant that when Bill took Agatha on, he didn't know what he was doing. and he's never been comfortable with witchcraft or magic, and I probably could have helped him with that. But it didn't seem right.
I mean, I guess we can help. However
Just-
that may be.
Just be aware. I think I'm telling you as much as makes sense for right now, and I probably won't talk to you again. I do want to talk to Agatha for a moment, but that's just because I'm her mother and I missed her. And I'm real sorry, but the things that happened to you before right this moment, I didn't do those things. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a warning of what's coming up.
Elsie just nods.
Okay. Thanks for the oatmeal.
Anytime, I guess.
And Josie's body gets up and she makes a motion at Agatha that looks very familiar. And the two of them, Agatha just kind of sheepishly walks after Josie and they go upstairs.
Darcy sits down and just sits.
What do we do?
Be au pair, apparently.
Stick together, I guess.
I mean, are we just supposed to act like everything's fine?
I mean, weren't we doing that yesterday?
I guess, but it wasn't as high stakes yesterday, and we had a purpose. We were acting like things were fine because we had something to do, this was all. We knew what we were in for, but apparently we don't know.
Lewis, we fought a werewolf twice. Did we really know what we were in for?
I mean, fighting a werewolf twice is one thing. After we fought it the first time, I figured it wasn't the last time, but having somebody who is a ghost come tell us that things are just gonna get a whole lot worse from here, not something I was prepared for.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot, but also isn't that kind of the millennial condition right now? Everything's getting worse every day, and we're doing our best. Now there's just magic involved.
I don't think
Besides,
every-
it's not like we're alone anymore.
It's true. You hear that, Darcy?
Yeah. And we gotta trust each other. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like when Josie wakes up, we need another sit-down conversation.
She's gonna want one of those. For sure.
Yeah.
With pizza or dumplings or something, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You always
I can
know
make-
the best food.
I can make dumplings. We could go back to my place like that other time.
Yeah. Do we have to now consider where is safe and where isn't?
Well, I mean, the office seems pretty safe so far.
But what about all of our places? Are they safe? Well, I guess I don't have a place, so.
I mean, my place sucks, but I think it's safe. I think. As the DM pulls that face at me. I think.
It's true.
Okay. Just, I gotta be careful, I guess.
Maybe we can get Agatha to put up wards at our places.
Yeah, my housemates will still get in.
Darcy, do you really want to stay there?
Oh yeah, I've got to go back. I've got a cat.
I understand you have a cat, but do you want to? Your roommates sound pretty terrible from what little you've said.
They're just, and she sort of pauses and she winces at herself saying it. They're just bitchy. They're probably not that bad.
Okay.
And one of them's in hospital right now, so I don't even have to worry about that one.
Do I want to ask?
Probably not. Just trust me.
Better question. Is there something you need to talk to us about?
I don't think so, but I'll let you know. And she sort of like checks her watch and knows she hasn't heard anything from Marco or a hospital or a housemate yet. So she's sort of like, ooh, this is good or bad.
Cameron, you've been pretty quiet. Is everything cool at your place? Are you cool with this?
I think Cameron's not here right now, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
We are gonna have to tell Cameron though at some point. And Josie. Was Josie present during all that? Or like is she unconscious? How does that work? I'm so confused. I have so many questions.
I think we're gonna have to ask her when she wakes up and is Josie again.
I know.
I mean,
I'm kind of scared.
Yeah.
To ask her.
She said Josie was doing her a favor and she was being done a favor, so I'm guessing Josie wasn't there.
And witches summoning a demon? Or controlling a demon? Like, what is that?
I don't
That's
know.
not okay?
Mm-mm, not at all. Nope. I'm not for this at all. I would just like to speak right now and say I don't like this. And I would never have voted for it.
I don't like it either.
I think we can all agree there.
Well, at least we're on the same page about something. There's a start to our trust, right?
Circle of trust. That's what this is now. Circle of trust.
Well.
Okay, are we ready to shift away from the HoroScoops cruise so they can all enjoy their possible dumplings as they're getting ready this morning? We're going to go back into Cameron's dream space. And Aunt Tilly says, right, that's enough of the basics. You have the idea for the first part. But what I really want to see you do is focus on yourself. Try to do something spectacular.
Spectacular. Right, like I'm so sorry. I still think being able to light a candle with my mind is spectacular, but you're right, that's like basic level 0 witch stuff, I guess. Okay.
Give yourself some credit. You've been doing this for about 2 hours. But again, Yes, let's try to do something a little bit more. Let's punch it up a little bit, shall we? With that, Aunt Tilly kind of like does a hand motion like this, and she has like a big white swept witch's hat, and she's wearing like a very long white robe that has a very nice cut and trim to it. It like hits right at her knees, and she's got long white boots, and she's holding a broom, and the broom is just white with white bristles. She says, "Show some style."
Style. Okay. Also nice.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do something spectacular. I'm gonna have style. And once again, Cameron's like, she's not spinning herself in as much of a tizzy as before. I think over the last 2 hours in this magical dream space, she's like coming to terms with it and is starting to like really revel in this idea that, yeah, sure, she does magic. And even if this is some crazy dream she wakes up from in the morning, it was a good one. So she closes her eyes, does what Tilly taught her to do in like focusing herself, centering herself, and when she has trouble with stray thoughts, kind of like focusing on the flame inside of the lantern. And all of a sudden, she reaches one hand out like it's holding a fret on a guitar, and the other hand goes up, and then it like strikes down like it's like mashing on the strings in like the most powerful chord imaginable, and we hear this like powerful like sound in the dreamscape. And all of a sudden, like Cameron's clothes, her red flannel and her metal band t-shirt, they all go completely black. Think Sailor Moon transformation, but it's power metal in the background. Everything goes black, and then glitter like starts to kind of like shoot out of her. So imagine pink and purple and gold glitter, but instead of making like beautiful bows and ribbons and other nonsense, it's like power armor. Like imagine the trashiest metal cover you can think of, like goblin armor with spikes everywhere, and she's wearing these like enormous power gauntlets, and her fists become super powerful, and it's like this purple and pink and black light weaving itself around her, making this like fantasy armor. And then she opens her eyes, and then she like looks and is like, shit, holy shit. And then she like punches them together and like glitter shoots out. This is awesome.
How fantastic is this?
1 to 20, it's a 20.
Okay, very good. Your aunt looks less impressed. She says, "It suits you."
Thanks, Aunt Tilly.
And she lets the white witch outfit kind of like drop away as she does like a little shimmer thing. She goes, "Okay, so I wouldn't wear that out in public where people can see you, but if you're going to be fighting someone with magic, it's probably fine. Don't forget how to do that. How about that?"
Let me tell you, if this is real, and boy howdy do I hope it is, I'm not forgetting this anytime soon.
Okay. Well, Cameron, again, when you wake up, remember I'm your aunt, and you can call me on the phone and you can ask me questions if you have questions, but be a reasonable human being and try not to do it in the middle of the ice cream shop while people are watching you and eating a sundae.
That seems, you know what? That seems like a reasonable request. I'll do what I can, but only if werewolves stop running down the streets of town.
Right. So werewolves, yeah. Use your magic if you have to. Keep yourself safe, and it's all a learning process. I can kind of show you how to do the magic thing, but I can't tell you what you're going to do when you see a werewolf.
Yeah, neither can I, but we'll figure it out when we get there.
It is scary in a way that your family members should be scared by your choice of actions, but again, you're going to be fine. You have a lot of friends who have some idea of how magic works. You can ask them questions if you want to, but it's kind of like drugs. If you think that somebody's pressuring you, you don't have to do what they're saying, and it's always okay to say no, and we can talk about it.
Thanks, Aunt Tilly. I did watch that Dare video you sent me, and I really appreciate it.
You were like 13 years old at the time. Honestly, it's still okay. The last thing I want you to remember is that none of this is going to count for your body like sleep. So you're going to be very tired when you wake up because you effectively have not slept at all.
Awesome. Yep. I'll figure it out.
Here's how this works. If I'm the one who comes into your dream space like this, when I leave, your body's going to wake up. It's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, I guess
it's kind of involuntary.
Stuff I'll learn.
Yeah. So have a good morning.
You too. Love you,
Thank you.
Tilly.
Okay. Yep. Love you too. Bye. And it's like you can feel it starting to get that like warm, like it's starting to turn pink as your eyelids open. And yeah, it's daytime-ish. Maybe no, actually, just your room has all the windows closed, just like it did before, all the drapes pulled, but your lantern is lit.
Okay. Literally the first time that's happened where there's an explanation for it. Guess she'll go over and blow it out before looking at her phone and realizing like, oh shit, I should be at work right now.
And when you try to blow it out, it does not get blown out.
Camera like tries again.
The flame isn't even flickering. It's just standing straight up like that.
So with that, she'll close her eyes and spend a moment and go, it wasn't just a dream, it was real. Magic is real, and I can do it. And then she'll turn She looks at it and is like, okay, yep, dream confirmed. I am so late to work.
Yep.
And she'll
I'm sorry.
And she'll pack up all of her stuff and try to get out as quickly as possible. And then I guess
yeah. So when you go out through the common area, Jessica's not there. There is still a big like head and shoulders depression in the wall. The door is still all scratched up. And when you go outside, one of the you've got like these privet bushes that form like an L shape out in front of your apartment door, and they are just beat to heck. They're just all gone.
Yeah, everything about last night happened and is real. And Cameron almost breathes a sigh of relief as she sees this like confirmation of, yep, I saw 2 werewolves tear up the grass there and wreck the bush there, and now I have to go to work and tell everyone about this.
Yep. So back at work, what was breakfast?
Anything in the kitchen?
Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in the kitchen. You've got rice, you've got oatmeal, you've got a couple interesting cereals that look like they came from some other like import store.
Yeah, Darcy doesn't really know how to do the cooking thing, so she's like pouring different cereals in the same bowl to try and get a new flavor.
Okay, one of the cereals is maple flavor, and the other one is milk flavor. It's a thing. It's a real thing.
She's regretting her decision. She takes
a
bite.
The cereal that's milk flavor tastes like condensed milk.
Yeah, she sort of takes a big mouthful and is like spoon down, pushes away.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to like it. So yeah, there's cereal, there's oatmeal, there's rice, and after like an hour, so it's like 6 o'clock, and Bill like came downstairs rubbing his eyes, walked straight out the back door, like barely noticed any of you exist, and came back a half hour later with a dozen donuts and just like threw them on the counter. Just turned on the espresso machine. These are the crazy donuts that have like Fruit Loops on top of them, and one of them has like Captain Crunch, and one of them has like dinosaur, what are they called? Animal crackers and stuff like that on top. See, Mac knows that a cereal that tastes like condensed milk would be a good choice. Good job, Mac. Hey,
I'll take my dinosaurs, please.
Yes, so you have the dinosaurs, and it's like a chocolate cookie or a chocolate donut, and then these little green dinosaur animal crackers are on top, so it looks like they're running around on like lava. It's good.
In a very tired voice, Sullivan looks at the donut that Lewis picked, and he goes, "I curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal." And then he picks up the Fruit Loop one.
You assume I watch a lot more stuff than I actually watch, Sullivan.
Oh, Lewis, we're gonna have to watch this later then. The world I can show you.
Darcy's like hovering over the box, like just trying to pick any one. She's probably not had one.
There's a pink
Like
one
this
that has
before.
like this much coconut on top of it.
She's picks that for starters.
Yep. Good stuff. Okay, so a dozen donuts doesn't last very long around all of you. I would like to say there is one left when Cameron comes in the door. So Cameron, everybody's in the kitchen eating donuts.
She blows into the office, and of course, like, she, I guess, dumps her bag on what she's decided is her desk, and then goes back into the kitchen, and without thinking at all, grabs the extra donut, pops half of it in her mouth, and says, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry I'm late. I just had a crazy dream where my aunt visited me in my sleep to give me magic lessons. Because apparently I do that."
So, like, Agatha was right.
Yeah, apparently that big brown bowl of gym sock taste and liquid wasn't total crap. It did make me feel better.
This is not the weirdest thing that's happened today yet. Just
Oh, that's fun. I would like to hear what tops this.
By the way, real quick, Mac has decided what kind of donut Cameron gets. It's a twisted bar donut. The top of it is covered in chocolate, and there's a white outline of a voodoo doll with a pretzel stick stabbed through its heart. This
Oh
is
my
the
gosh.
Mac special,
did you
the
get
Big
like
Mac.
a voodoo yum yum?
apparently. It has marshmallow cream inside.
Cameron loves it. It's so good. And there's like half of the little doll hanging out of her mouth, I guess.
I was gonna say, please tell me you bit the voodoo doll in half and like the stabbed heart is just hanging out of your mouth.
Yeah, the part with the stabbed heart and like the cute little legs is like dangling still on the donut. Oh, we know it's dangling out of her mouth, and she's like, "I would love to hear the stuff that tops my morning."
Yeah. So, did you not get my text? Josie got possessed. It was by Agatha's mom. Also Agatha's and best friend here, and bad stuff is gonna happen. But there's evil witches who are trying to make a demon with a spell book in a book, and there's a demon that's trying to not.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
all.
I would usually catch up on the bus, but I definitely took a nap today. Holy shit. Well,
Yeah, that about sums it up. Holy shit.
I guess I didn't drop it in the group chat for y'all to read, but oh, right. So last night I ran into the werewolf again. And then I ran into another one.
Wait, there's two?
Well, the first one, yes. Okay, so yeah, there's two. And the first one is my roommate's cousin. And the second one was my roommate. She actually saved me from the first one. I don't know, it was really big and hairy and it was going to snap at me. So I had a pretty eventful night. I probably got pretty lucky that my roommate's a werewolf, all things considered. Probably lucky and unlucky.
Darcy's now questioning her roommates. In her head.
Are you okay? Did he get hurt? Did he get bit at all?
No, before anything could happen with the first one, my roommate popped out of the door all furred out and clobbered him. I overheard a bit of an interesting conversation. It sounds like the werewolves, or at least not the werewolves, but at least that silver one, the one Josie shot, he's looking for something in HoroScoops. I didn't get a name or anything specific, but it makes a lot more sense why we keep seeing him hanging around.
Do you think it was, it probably was that book.
Yeah.
Agatha's mom said that Mrs. Agatha said this is how I refer to all my niece's friends' parents. She said that people are gonna come after us or come to us and offer us like incentives, and that we're gonna want to steal this book thing, but we have to not, and we have to trust each other also. That's a thing.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, now there's me and my aunt, and now y'all who know I do magic. I guess Agatha too. And yeah, I mean, Aunt Tilly told me the same shit, right? We should trust each other, and some of y'all probably know more about magic than I do, so yeah.
I mean, my brother wanted me to get this book, but I think he wants it for his client. I don't know. Why are there so many people after this freaking book? Like, and again, it's just sort of sit down with this donut and just keep shoving it in her face, basically, almost nervously.
Cameron
There's a knock at the door. Oh, let's hear about Cameron.
No, I was saying Cameron starts going through her phone again to like reread what Lewis had texted to like make sure she's up to date on it, and says, maybe if we can figure out the name of the demon or something, we can figure out more about all these people who are trying to get it.
Agatha's mom said something about not saying its name, but I think that might have just been her. I don't know.
So now there's a knock at the door.
I'll get it.
Lewis, you walk over to the door, and standing there, like jogging lightly in place in like a black sleeveless t-shirt and like short blue running shorts, Nike shoes, there's like 25-ish Asian guy. His haircut is very much like Mal's haircut, real close on the sides, swept to the side on top like this. He has AirPods, and he's touching his pulse like this. He goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And he says, "You know what?" And he just like taps his Apple Watch a couple times, and it stops. And he says, I'm just gonna stop running. Hey, is Bill here?
Who's asking?
My name's Miles Shaw.
Let me go see. Can you wait here for a second?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna cool down. And he starts stretching, and he's like doing like deep stretches down his leg as he's standing here in the doorway.
Okay, I'm gonna close the door and then go to the kitchen and be like, "There's a guy named Miles Shaw here for Bill. Do you guys know where Bill went?"
He's probably in his office.
Was this Miles Shaw, Hans, IRL out?
Yeah.
Was that one of the ones at the dock?
I don't think anybody's ever heard of Miles Shaw before.
Okay.
Yep. Just like Cameron wrote it. Who is actually Sarah, yes.
I'll go into Bill's office and I'll knock on the door.
Yeah, Yeah. And Bill walks up to the door and he's like looking at his phone with one hand and he's holding a donut in his mouth. Hey, Lewis, what's up?
There's somebody named Miles Shaw here.
Okay, I'll come out. And he thinks about taking another bite of the donut, puts it down, his phone's got chocolate on it now, and he's like wiping it off as he walks out to the door. And he's walking towards the door. Is Lewis going out there too?
Yeah, Lewis is gonna like try to like jog in front of him and to like open the door for him to.
That's good because there's this like really narrow area between the bullpen tables, so you have to kind of like sidewalk past. So that's perfect. So you get out there. You're there just before Bill, and are you opening the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door and be like, here's Bill.
Okay, and Miles is like doing some sort of complicated stretch for his calf while he's there, just like leaning in the doorway. Hey, and he turns around. He goes, "You're Bill?" And yeah. Okay, so I'm Miles. It's nice to meet you guys. I heard you were having some legal troubles, and I was going to come by, just take a real quick look at the thing before I go into the office, because it's early. And so he gets shown back, sits down at the bullpen table. Bill explains the situation. This is my brief, so that we don't have to have two people talking who are both me. And then he says, "Okay, it doesn't sound that bad. This is one of those really common like cease and desist problems. People do this all the time. They're just trying to freeze you guys out. If you hadn't done anything about it, if you didn't have counsel, it would probably be really bad, right? But no sweat. I can probably get back into the office. I'll file something today. You guys should be legally operating by end of day, but don't change anything. It would just make it look like you're paying attention to this is just legal stuff."
What legal services are you with? What office do you work for?
Oh, to be honest, I'm not like a partner with anybody or anything like that. I mostly do pro bono city stuff, like Chinatown stuff. There's a lot of people that don't speak Chinese or pardon me, don't speak English, and they need like translation and just basic representation. So I pretty much just practice for myself. I don't have a business card because I was honestly just running, and I live like down the block. You can Google me. Just do milesshawsf.com.
I'm gonna Google him. And is there like some way for me to like, I don't know, the equivalent of like an insight or something, like to see if I can tell if he's telling the truth or something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a intellect roll. Your difficulty is 3. Does Lewis have skills that help him tell if people are lying?
Assessing lies is one of my skills.
Yeah, that's legit exactly what you're doing. So that's just a 2. Oh yeah, I did not name him after Kiana, but I am noticing that being an issue now. So sorry, Kiana.
And this is an intellect roll, you said?
Yeah, this guy's not even like a shady villain NPC. I should have saved it for something. Oh yes, awesome. Well, that's too hardcore for this time of the morning. We can't do that. Oh, this is a good one, I think. Yeah. So you go to look at this guy's eyes and you're like, I want to know if this guy's legit. That's generally where we're going with this. He looks back at you and he seems very calm and very together. And everything in the room seems to be like slightly shimmery, like for a second. Like maybe Lewis is about to pass out kind of thing. Like, something's getting a little weird.
I definitely grabbed like the table too. Like,
yeah, you start feeling warm.
Can we see this?
If you guys are paying attention, you might be noticing the fact that Lewis seems to be unsteady on his feet suddenly.
Yeah, I think Darcy will move over, just like grab like Lewis's shoulder or upper arm and be like, "Are you okay? Do you want to sit down?"
Yeah. I need to sit down. It's hot. I'm getting hot. Oh no.
When you sit down in the chair, you feel that clip on your bag that seems to be getting worse and worse lately has fallen Like it just goes slip and it falls down as you sit in the chair. Your fanny pack goes onto the ground, so it's just a little bit separated from you. And your hand, where it's touching the table, catches fire.
I pull it back and immediately grab my fanny pack.
Yeah, and there's just like a little plume of green flame like following Lewis's hand as he goes to reach for the fanny pack and picks it up, and it just kind of like goes, and there's just like a wisp of smoke in the distance. Miles Shaw, for whatever reason at this moment, is looking at the donut that Cameron is finishing off. He goes, "Oh, that is a serious donut."
Yeah, prig up. As she like shoves the rest into her mouth.
Okay, so clearly I am interrupting you guys, but basically what I'm saying is everything should be fine, and you guys should be able to just like, just do your normal stuff. You guys probably fax, or do you guys do email? Bill says, "Oh, we can do it." Okay, so let me email you guys something when I get into the office. It'll be legit. Everything will be fine.
Lewis is he just storms off into like the bathroom and
Okay.
like he just leaves. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go, and you guys are all like, "This is pretty cool." My dad used to take out ads with your dad, and he's pointing out a bill, and he's like, "Oh, really?" And they're talking for a little bit, and it starts to get kind of like back and forth, and then they just full out break into Cantonese, and they're just talking, and it's getting fast, and they're like, they've got this very excited pitch to their voice, and they're like going back and forth, and Miles seems to use a lot of finger guns. He's a finger guns guy. And so, yeah, a lot of like this kind of stuff, and that kind of thing. And they're talking, and they've totally phased out of English. And then he like stands up and like, what's it called? He gives him like a high five and just like walks out the door.
Like Darcy walks over to the bathroom door and is like knocking. Is like, Lois, Lois, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Lewis, you're
I'm
looking at
fine.
your reflection in the mirror, and your pupils are glowing green. And you can swear it's not like they're solid green. It's like they're dancing flames that you're looking at.
I look away from the mirror.
Yep.
You don't sound okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need a minute. I'm gonna turn on the sink and the cold water. Please tell me the cold water turns on. Okay.
Yeah, it's a normal sink. The cold water turns on. Everything's fine.
And I just I'll like take some water in my hand and start like splashing my face, kind of, and like.
Yep. And there's a moment where when you first reach out, what do you hear? This, and there's like steam coming off of your hands, and then everything seems fine. And it's normal, and you're splashing your face, and your reflection looks fine, and you're fine, and you're a normal guy.
I'm gonna put my hands back into the water again,
Sure.
just to like make sure that I'm okay.
Yeah, it's just water. It's just hands. Normal stuff.
I just sit on the bathroom floor.
Okay.
Darcy, is he okay?
No, and I don't think I can go in there. That's the men's, like, he's sort of looking over at the door. It's like, he doesn't sound great. I mean, he's saying he's fine, but he doesn't sound great.
There is technically just one bathroom at HoroScoops.
There's one bathroom, but I'm not going to burst in on Lewis. Maybe you should go in. Like, and she sort of walks over and like reaches. It's like, I think someone should check on him. And I don't know what state he's in, so I can't really go in there.
Okay.
I'll go get him some water, and like she runs off to the sink to stop pouring a glass of water.
So back at the bullpen table, is Cameron back at the bullpen table?
Yep, she's
Bill
kind of.
Go ahead.
No, she's queued up her computer and is starting to kind of half-heartedly work, but is listening in as much as she
Nice.
can.
So Bill has a coffee that is that much coffee and this much condensed milk. Shout out condensed milk. And he is like hanging out here in the middle. He's enthusiastically like gesturing with his hands. He's like, I mean, if it's going to go away that easy, that's like beautiful. I don't know why it's going to be really good. Everything's going to be fine. So Cameron, nothing to worry about. Darcy, nothing to worry about. Everything's going to be fine.
Good to hear.
With the site's going to be fine.
Who was that?
I don't really know him, but I mean, local, like, private attorney. Yeah.
We should, read everything.
Read everything for what?
Just anything he gives us information. It's just, like real convenient that he jogged past our front door.
I don't think he jogged past our front door. You remember the guy I was talking to last night? I think he was referred to us by him.
Yeah, but still. Don't worry, it's fine. We'll just check everything as it comes in.
Okay. Yeah.
My brother's in law, so he tells me.
I don't really want to talk to him about it though, because that seems like a bad idea.
No, don't.
Yeah.
I just mean read everything, because I wouldn't trust my brother either.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So you get the water.
Just push it into Sullivan's hand. Yeah, go check on him.
Sullivan doesn't knock. He just pulls out his credit card and slips it between the door to force it to unlock.
Okay. I think you need to roll on it. Because I'm just looking for you to roll a 1 through 4.
Uh-huh. What would you like me to roll for that?
I'm feeling like it's speed. I don't know. I think that feels speedy to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say either speed or intellect, because speed's fine. Cool.
Oh, by the way, everybody got enough sleep where their pools get to reset, I think. I don't think anybody spent anything since we had donuts, so donuts have reset your pools. Okay, so everything's fine. You get the door open. Lewis is Lewising. In what position? How's Lewis doing?
Oh, he's like definitely like with his like knees up, hands like in his face in his hands.
One of those is more horrific than the other.
And just like, what the hell? Haven't you ever heard of knocking?
You were really gonna open the door if I knocked? And he sits down next to him and hands him the glass of water.
No, but there's, maybe I didn't want you to come in, and that's why the door was locked.
Lewis, we just had a conversation with a ghost about demons and trusting each other, and your hand lit on fire, and you ran into the bathroom, and you won't talk to anyone about this.
It's not a matter of trust.
Then what is it a matter of?
I just don't want to talk about it. Or maybe I'm not ready to talk about it.
That's fair, I guess.
Darcy does that really awkward thing where they poke their head around the door, like, is everything okay? Just, everyone okay?
We're fine, Darcy.
Yeah, I was just checking because you ran out pretty quick.
Yes, I'm fine.
And like you said, like best friend here, so I thought I'd check in.
That's how best friend here works, right? That's why we're all checking in on you.
Okay.
Listen, if you're not ready to talk, that's fine. I understand that. But we're all here for you to talk when you're ready.
if you're having a moment, I'll just, as she just like retreats out of like out of the gap in the door.
Everything's fine.
Cameron kind of pops her head out from her desk area and like cranes towards the bathroom, because I assume everything is super close together in this small office, and goes, everything doesn't have to be fine, Lewis, but if it is or isn't, I think none of us are going anywhere.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I just need a... I just need a moment to digest all of this is all.
Okay. Sullivan stands up and claps him on the shoulder lightly and then recloses the door as he leaves.
I think Lewis will just kind of sit there, just staring at the wall, or the counter, I guess. I think he's up against the wall and staring at the sink. Just not moving. And kind of all the emotions are kind of like hitting him. The anger and the fear of what just happened. But at the same time, this realization of actually having these people care about him, and people using his own words against him. And just kind of debating on like what he's going to do next.
Get the shiv of love from Sullivan over there. Your phone pulls up like a simple, like you got like a text notification. It's like a Snapchat or something like that.
Not my phone?
It's your phone.
Oh, I'll look at it.
You've just got like a snap notification, and it's from your friend Michael, and it just says FML, and it's showing traffic going up Highway 1, like from LA in the direction of Santa Cruz, and it is just car. You can see it going around the corner, and it goes like that and follows the coast, and it makes like a double S, and it's just back-to-back cars.
This is on like a snap, like an image sharing thing?
Yeah, he just like sent you a picture on Snap with like a little caption.
Perfect. I'll like take the most like flattering of down angles, so like me looking down at my phone, like triple chin and everything, and then just like the biggest like shit-eating grin on my face, being like, dude, everybody knows not to take PCH.
And he's
you
like,
put yourself in.
Yeah, and it's a Tuesday. He said he just writes, trying to go back home for the 4th. Ouch. And then there's a picture now that's coming up in his gas tank, and it's showing it at 1/4 like this, and it just goes IDK.
I think it's just gonna be like just, I don't know, he's gonna send like a picture of like the door or something, because Lewis loves to send the stupidest pictures on Snapchat. Not taking this from my life at all.
No one would ever do that in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, never do that. And just being like, oof, sounds rough, man. Also, you've no sympathy from me. And then it's gonna be another picture of like me with like, this time it's like, you know, just me like straight on and being like, sucks to suck.
And then of course the last one you get right now is going to be, of course, are you in a bathroom?
I'm gonna take a picture of the toilet and be like, absolutely not.
And of course, that is where that story will end. But yes, excellent. Feel good about that one. So while Lewis is having his moment to himself, and you guys are all out there, time passes out of the bullpen. Is there anything you guys want to be working on right now? Otherwise, we're going to fast forward about an hour.
Oh, sorry. I know we just got off of me.
No.
I'm gonna send him a text. Sorry, to be like, everybody knows, or not. Sorry, not everybody knows, but to be like, got a new job. They all found out.
And then you see just like typing dots. That seems to go on for you, it feels like about 15 minutes. And then it just says, "Are you okay?"
I'm gonna just send back, no. I'm gonna send that, immediately realize the like connotation of that, and just say, not because of them. Or not no because of them. And I think I'm gonna send another text. Saying, I think they'd be fine with it. But I'm still terrified.
And that is where we cut away. Hat tip. Okay, so continuing on, we pass by about an hour, and Bill walks out of his office. It's, 11 o'clock, so I'm sure HoroScoops, you guys are about ready to break for a lunch by now. But as Bill walks out to the bullpen table, he goes, "Okay, I know Josie's busy, but I've got a new lead we can follow. You guys ready? Does anybody have a car? Do any of you guys have a car at all?"
Kinda.
No, you're not the van again, right?
I mean, it would be the van again.
This is going to be like a drive. I don't know if that's really appropriate.
It's not, but I do kind of have it.
Why don't we get a company car?
How about I rent a van? How about I just rent a van? Because, short term. Yeah, this is like a small thing. Okay. I can't, it's just kind of like a funny one. But no, this is serious. There was a new Bigfoot sighting on Highway 1, just north of Santa Cruz. How do you guys feel about chasing Bigfoot?
Better than I felt about chasing a werewolf. Pretty sure it's
right?
gonna be
like Bigfoot doesn't bite, do they? Does he? Do they?
I don't know anything about this. Is Bigfoot like a real thing? I've never heard of Bigfoot being a real thing. Agatha's still, at school, so I don't know what to say about it.
Let me go get my camera. And Darcy walks off to go get her camera.
Well, I don't have a van yet or anything like that. I was thinking maybe we just go tomorrow. It shouldn't be too bad, right? It's only the 3rd. I mean, I don't know if we'll be down there for the 4th of July, but it's like a midweek thing. It shouldn't be that bad for traffic.
Can't we just take the train?
I guess we could take the train, but then what if you guys have to follow a lead? A lot of that stuff, I've got this message here, and it's talking about, as I scroll to my other screen, it's talking about the Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. I don't know how close that is to the city.
Yeah, I think you actually do need a car to get out there.
And there's like a Bigfoot Discovery Museum in Felton.
Yeah. If we can get down to Santa Cruz, I can probably secure us a ride from there if you give me a little bit to...
Okay, but I can rent a van. Do you guys not want to take a van?
Sorry.
Look, I cannot point any fingers on dog shit.
Yeah, we can rent a van.
I said dog out loud. I mean,
I know, he's quiet until I talk, and then he wants to every time. Yeah, as long as I'm not driving. It would be nice to be out there for the 4th, though, I think.
that's right. You know the area really well, don't you, Lewis? Because this is like, didn't you have all this like climbing and outdoors experience?
Yeah, I grew
You're like
up
an
there.
Eagle Scout, right?
Climbing?
Oh, I don't know what you do out there. Honestly, I haven't left San Francisco in like 18 years, actually. Wow, that's sad when I say it.
That is sad. You should get outside more often.
I go outside all the time. I went outside and got you donuts earlier.
I mean, like outdoors, like nature.
I walked 5 blocks, probably, today.
You live in San Francisco, you know that's nothing.
Look, I have like 800 steps on this thing, okay?
Okay, perfect. Darcy, are you scared of heights or something?
No, actually, I mean, I get nervous sometimes, but I'm okay. More the climbing thing. Like, I love the idea of it, but the sort of the fear of the.
Oh, don't worry. I've taken many people climbing before, and I don't know if we'll have to actually do it, but I used to work at the outdoor, like at the outdoor center at UC Santa Cruz. I went to college there. So yes, I know the area very well, and I can, if we ever got into some type of situation like that, I could definitely help out. And if you wanted to ever climb just outside of work, I could also help out. You take it one step at a time.
Well, I mean, like face your fear, right? That's how you get over it, right?
And who better to face your fear with than somebody and the best friend here?
Exactly that. Yeah. No, I could try climbing. There's like ropes, right? This isn't like a free climb. This isn't like a bouldering thing, or.
No, we wouldn't start you out with that. But
So Bill says, okay, so you guys are okay with this, right? Everybody feels like they could do this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to like talk to a person I know about the van rental, and should be like no problem. You guys eat stuff that's not just noodles and donuts, right? Like I can just pick up something and you guys will be fine?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick up lunch. I'll be back. I'll see you guys. And he is out the door.
Okay. Cameron, you're already logged into the computer. What can you find us on Bigfoot?
Oh, don't you worry. Cameron already has like let's say like a Google Doc or something pulled up, and she's copying and pasting, starting with the basics, Wikipedia entry on Bigfoot, Sasquatches, hairy men, long striders, like all of the different like terms you've heard for Bigfoots before. And then she's like popping them in, and then she's like slowly moving to more and more obscure references and whatnot, getting into like, oh, they might be attracted by this smell or that smell. Like doing research about fantasy nonsense, though it's a little bit less nonsense now, is so her jam.
Okay, so you have a lot of stuff, which clearly you already know, so I'm not going to act like you've never heard of this stuff before, so good on you for being you. But secondarily, there is also some like high posting Reddit threads and so forth for current stuff. There's a pretty good looking actual Bigfoot type of video that's attached to a recent thread. And the follow-up thread, which may be of more interest, I don't know, you guys tell me, is, I'm pulling up the thing right now, that's why I'm stalling. There's a guy whose name is the wonderful Hank Young, and he has stated that if there is a Bigfoot out there in the Santa Cruz forest, he is going to shoot it and mount it. And he has a live stream YouTube channel, that he is inviting people to watch him hunt Bigfoot on.
And Cameron, I think, shares this link with folks and goes, I think we found someone that either we can follow or foil while we're
It's
out
live
there.
right now.
Can he do that? Like, is that allowed?
I guess.
I mean, mythological creatures aren't really protected under any kind of conservation act.
No, but like morals. Like, she starts like trying to figure out what is happening.
There's
No,
the
I
video.
agree.
Yeah, you're clicking it.
Yeah, no, Cameron's going in. She shares the link with everyone and is like, I don't think morals are really holding up this guy.
So you click it. He's wearing that kind of camouflage. It's like dot printed, like it's pixelated camouflage. It's all browns and greens on his shirt. You can't see anything below his chest. So he's me, but also that guy. His skin is that pink of being outdoors for too long, where it's gotten like bright weathered pink. He's got heavy, like blonde stubble, and his hair is cut into a like almost military buzz cut on top. He is eating hot dog and beans out of a bowl as he's looking at this camera, and he says, now a lot of people will tell you something like this Bigfoot's not real, but not only have I seen it out here myself in person out in the wild, but also, unlike most people, I am willing to stake my reputation on the line for this, and I am going to catch Bigfoot. I say catch, but we both know I mean. So make sure you keep watching. In about 15 minutes after I finish some lunch and I got to do a little bit of personal business, then we're going to be going back out into the field and we're going to see what we can see up here. The Henry Cowell Redwood Forest is not open to hunters and the kind of thing we're doing. So with that, he lifts up like a camera bag backpack. He's like, we're just going to go in there real quiet like and just see what we see. So make sure you guys tune in. I'm gonna eat this lunch, and there are like some comments scrolling in chat. It's like, are you really gonna see Bigfoot? Yeah, I've seen Bigfoot 2-3 times now. So my theory is there's actually a lot of Bigfoots. There's probably whole Bigfoot families, but this is the only one that really matters right now. So it's going on like that. Lots of, jawing and eating of beans and hot dogs. Hank Young. I didn't Google this, but I really hope there's also a country music singer named Hank Young, because this guy ripped off the name. But what are you gonna do? I do hope we're all also searching that right now.
I am right now. It is a bike, however.
There's probably a lot of people named Hank Young. It sounds like a name. Yeah, okay.
So Cameron goes, I guess I'll keep this up and monitor it while I work on other stuff, but hopefully he doesn't find anything. I guess I'll keep y'all posted if he does.
I don't think I like him. Like, Darcy's just observing him, like, making, and he's like, I don't think I like him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But if he swears up and down he knows where one is, maybe we use this as a start, and she'll kind of pull up other maybe articles that he's written or maybe other videos where he's said that he's seen movement in the trees and try to like figure out like maybe approximately where those are and do some like sleuthing through his profiles to find more information.
So that sounds like a roll. That sounds like some sort of nice intellect roll. Maybe a difficulty of 3 for this. Nothing too difficult, but it'll be time consuming.
Okay. I will go ahead and use the advantage I have on this bad boy.
Nice. Okay.
So,
it's like you don't want to have a horror mode or something like that.
intellect roll 1. Okay, but maybe I
good,
succeed
looking good.
harder.
Wow, that's kind of neat. Get 2 in a row like that. So you're good. So he has a lot of videos. They are random, like, look at me, as there's like a GoPro or like a camera following him as he's just like traipsing through woods. A lot of this seems to be redwoods, which is not totally unusual because the park again is called the Henry Cowell Redwoods National Park. But it's not like it's in one spot. It looks like he's gone up and down the Northern California coast, and he's taken a lot of different videos. And there are a couple of things in these, like, some of the video clips have like 400,000 views. And those ones have things that look kind of like a Bigfoot.
So I think what Cameron is most interested in is she's trying to gather enough information from this so that when they actually go out tomorrow, they have maybe a general area, or like they have a starting point, so they're not just going in blind and walking around until they find something.
So you're gathering two big things from this guy. Number one, he is not systematic. As far as you can tell, these videos are all like, in one day he's in one part of the Northern California area, in the next day he's in a totally different part. And number two, when he's making these videos, he seems to use the phrases shoot, hunt, kill, etc. a lot. And it does not seem like he is like getting what he wants out of these videos. It seems like he is actually trying to shoot a Bigfoot.
Good to know. And Cameron kind of makes a note to the crowd, or to the group. I think she like messages the group chat while everyone's doing their thing. I have a sinking suspicion it won't be a Bigfoot. We have to protect ourselves against out in the woods.
Wherever in the office is, Sullivan just goes, yup.
You think he'll like shoot at us?
I've been listening to too much of this dude today, and yeah, he seems pretty, and excuse the pun, dead set on his goal. And
a shoot anything that moves kind of guy, I'm guessing.
There's actually a Reddit post that's been linked to a pulled down video on YouTube where it seems like he pretty much did shoot anything he saw that he thought was Bigfoot.
And Cameron just sends the link to that to everyone.
Yeah, Darcy's like, oh, I'm gonna get shot.
Hey, don't worry. What was that about? We all trust each other and
oh, I trust you guys. I just don't trust the crazy guy in the forest with the gun is what I don't trust.
I'm sure it'll be okay. We'll have our own gun, and Cameron's magic, and me, and whatever Lewis. I mean, I don't know what Lewis does other than be super friendly and helpful, but I'm sure there's something we don't know.
To be fair, go.
I was done, sorry.
Oh, so Cameron is like, to be fair, all I've really done with my magic is turn a candle off and on and don some like pretty fucking cool power metal armor, but yeah, I'm sure it does something helpful against dudes like that.
Just because she mentioned the turn the candle off and on, I would like to use my hedge magic to make a cup of coffee float over to me.
Okay, you have to roll the die just to see if you get a horror number. It's an intellect roll.
Nope.
Darn. All right, fine. Normal coffee floating across the room. No spooky ghosts come out of it.
Oh, and she sounds so disappointed.
I am disappointed because we had so many good horror rolls today, and I'm enjoying that part of it. I'm sorry. Also, not really, but I would like to point out another thing that happens is the front door of the office opens. Nobody knocks or I think the door just opens and Bill walks in. He's carrying like two big takeout bags like this. And he says, okay, so I borrowed a van. I rented a van. It's really a borrowed thing. And I also got like some spring rolls and noodles and stuff. And he puts those down. Do you guys want to see the van?
Yeah, the van would be great.
Oh, we don't want to eat first?
We can totally eat first if you want, but
I mean, if he set the bags down and says, "Do you want to see the van?" and everyone's kind of like, "Yeah, sure." Sullivan's gotten up, pulled something out of the bag, and is opening it and eating it as they go.
Darcy was
Yeah, so-
reaching for bowls out of the kitchen as he's like, "Do you want to look at the van?" So he was like, puts the bowls down. It's like, yeah, sure.
So there's a whole bunch of like hot Vietnamese dishes and some like fresh rice paper rolls and things like that. So it's all in there. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so you guys want to eat, then go look at the van.
No, let's do both at the same time. And she grabs a spring roll or something that's easy to go take outside.
Okay. So you guys walk out front and prepare to be disappointed. It's not like a really cool van with like an Amazon Warrior on the side or something like that. It's just a normal Chevy minivan. It's very boring. It's white.
It looks
I
efficient.
borrowed it from Nick's brother. It's just a van, but I mean, hey, it's free.
Looks great. Looks really great.
It has a sticker on the back where it has like the Star Wars dad and the Star Wars mom, who's Princess Leia, and like 3 little Star Wars kids who are dressed as Jawas.
I have that on my van. Thank you very much.
You know what, Mal? That is why you are the best, right there. I didn't even know that, and I'm very proud.
And like Darcy's looking at the sort of thinking of Sullivan, Josie, and then looking down at the others like Cameron, Lewis, Darcy, like as she looks
So
at
damn
them.
good. Oh, so good. And with that, Bill hands the key to Sullivan. It's probably right?
Yeah,
Darcy doesn't
probably.
want to go near any keys in any van.
Okay, so
Cool.
do we want to get some food?
Yes, please.
As everybody begins walking back into the building, Sullivan, as you are walking up, the old lady from the antique shop is like enthusiastically power walking. Like she's got that kind of bent over gait and she has one hand out in front of her and she's like walking up towards you. This is probably as fast as she goes. She does sound like she's wheezing a little bit while she's breathing. Stop.
He doesn't stop, but what he does is he goes to meet her. He won't stand there and wait. He'll go meet her as close as he can.
Did you have some keys?
Oh, yeah, and he fishes them out of his pocket.
What?
I said, yes, I have your keys.
Thank you.
Any-
The keys.
Is everything okay other than the keys?
I'm fine. I'll catch my breath.
What about Amy?
What?
There was a woman leaving your shop last night. Amy?
You need to speak up. Enunciate. She is staring straight at you now. Eyes fixed on your mouth.
How's Amy?
My granddaughter's fine.
I'm glad to hear that. Can I help with anything else?
No, it's fine. Fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She turns and walks down the hill and she's like sideways walking a little bit. She's stooping a little bit. It's like 3 whole blocks back to the antique store now.
Sullivan will go and no, that probably wouldn't work out well. He'll just wave and head back inside. I was gonna
she's
offer
not-
to, give her a ride on the bike, but she probably doesn't want to ride on pegs like Lewis did.
Okay, I'm just judging you because of the fact that you're holding the keys to a van in your hand, and you said maybe I should go get my bike and put this old lady on the pegs of my bike and ride down a hill.
I need
You know
a
how fun it
scene.
is to go down the bike.
That is going to be your second clip of the night right there about you. Oh my.
I need the scene.
Maybe the old lady likes to rip it.
I really don't think she does. I gotta say, I really don't think she does. Oh my.
Also, I don't technically have the keys to the van in my hand anymore because I had food in one hand. To get keys, I had to put keys away.
That's fair. That's fair. I can judge you less then based on that.
But you're still right. I was given keys to a van.
It's like right next to you too. You're like, maybe I'll go get my bike. That's good. You're a good, responsible van borrowing person.
Well, yeah. We can't just tool around in the van all we want. It's for work. Plus, my bike's eco-friendly. Let's move on.
There you go. There you go. You've got lots of good life decisions made. Okay. Time flows by past lunch. At about like 2:00, Bill gets a email from Miles Shaw. He says that he's filed paperwork against the injunction that was filed by Ragno Moretti. And anyways, it's Ragno, Volpe, and Moretti, I believe. But anyways, with that, he says everything should be fine. Keep doing business like normal. Bill comes out, shares that with you all. Seems like a good thing. And then he says, okay, so it's like 2. Oh, it's only 2. Wow. Okay. Everybody go get some sleep. You guys all look tired. And I'd like to see if we can get you guys going early tomorrow because the traffic I hear has been really bad today.
I mean, I'll sleep here if that's okay. I'll just keep on the sofa. I don't really want to walk all the way back to my apartment right now. And if we're leaving from here, I may as well.
Okay, I'm kind of out of beds, but if you want like the couch,
Sofa's fine.
and
Sofa's fine.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. Thanks. As she sort of starts like shuffling over towards the sofa.
So you got that. How about Lewis and Sullivan and Cameron?
All of Lewis's stuff is still here, right? I don't think we ever took it back. I don't think we ever took it back to Sullivan's place. So
I don't think we decided one way or the other.
Yeah, so I think he surely has a sleeping bag in his stuff with all the outdoor stuff that he does, and so he's gonna pull out his sleeping bag and be like, yeah, I think that that I'm gonna stay here for the night.
Okay, how about Sullivan?
I think Sullivan will go back to his place then.
Sounds good. And how about Cameron?
Cameron as well. She doesn't think her place is safe, but she also doesn't think it's unsafe. So she's gonna try her luck there. And maybe pack a day bag, a 2-day bag.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Bill has given you guys some spending money, like some per diem money. And so that way, if you guys need to stay down there for a bit or talk to people or whatever else comes up, you guys should be okay for that. So we're drawing pretty close here, like in terms of time. Do we have any overnight scenes we want to get? Because tomorrow we're going to start out in the van. We're probably going to start out pretty close to where we actually will be. And by tomorrow, I mean next week. That's wishful thinking on my part.
I think Darcy probably just lays on the sofa for a bit, probably staring up at the ceiling, just strangely finds herself repeating those names over and over again in her head, almost just like remembering the dream she had before. Just remembering the names and the pronunciations, getting it wrong here and there. And that probably ends up sending her off to sleep.
It sounds unsettling, but fine. So that's good. How about for Lewis? Any scenes we want to hit?
Lewis is gonna send a text to Cameron. And it says, you said that you were able to do some magic with a candle?
I think Cameron's probably riding the bus back when she gets this and goes, yep, turned it off and on again with my mind. Apparently that's a thing I can do now.
I may need your help when we have a calm moment again. It's not anything too urgent.
Cameron texts back, is this about your green flames?
You don't get a text back.
And after the wait, Cameron, like, there's the ... And then she deletes something, and then she tries again. And then she posts back, whatever it is, I'm not scared of it. And I'm not afraid of you.
He texts back, that makes one of us.
I think she'll...
And oh, I hate to do it to you guys, but that's the line to go out on. That's exactly what we need. So hopefully everybody else is having as much fun horoscoping and doing all of these crazy things we do and preparing for next week. Chat, make sure you guys help Scrat come up with a raid cry for today, because for all of us, thanks for watching and thanks for being part of the story. We love you guys. We appreciate it. And we have outro credits. So Alice, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, please check out all the links that are coming up in chat now. Also, it includes a link to our Discord, so please go and check that out and let us know what you think of this game, because I'm addicted to it and I love it, and we'd love to hear your theories as to what we think the hell is going on with everyone, but I'm excited. Also, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and also Maychan Press, who we couldn't do this without. So thank you so much. Until then, we'll see you next week. Keep evoking emotions and we'll see you then. Bye.